Hello YouTube, this is Bart Hightower here from Team Sacramento Black Rifle, and I am making a short video today to kind of answer some quite a few requests I've had from people who've seen me either on Facebook or at local matches running my homemade 2011 that I built off of a Limited-10 aluminum 80% 2011 frame. And so I figured a little video to give people a little bit more close-up look at the gun would be helpful, and hopefully people who are maybe interested in this can get enough information from this to decide whether or not they'd like to take the plunge and build one of these kind of unique firearms for themselves. So this is the gun that I built from a Limited-10, and you can just go online. They have a website. Limited-10 is Limited hyphen Arabic numerals 10.com, and we'll get you on their website. And I bought 3 of these 80% frames about 2 years ago, and I built this one. It took me a little while to get this one finished. I've had this up and running for maybe 6 months now, and I've been competing with it locally in USPSA matches. So just to give you some of the stats on this gun, you can see first of all the gun's unloaded. There's no magazine in it. This is a 6-inch gun. I used a traditional bushing barrel setup with this gun. You can see it's got a full-length guide rod. I used a tungsten guide rod to get some of the weight back up front, and that worked out beautifully. You can see I've cut the frame back here. The way the 80% frames come, they're actually full 5-inch full-length dust covers on them. But because I was going to be building a 6-inch gun, I had the slide ball cut, and then I cut the frame back to match the ball cut just for aesthetic reasons on this longer slide. So a lot of questions I've had about the gun center around a couple of things. First, how does the lighter weight of the aluminum frame compare to the little bit heavier weight of a steel frame in terms of getting the balance and the total weight of the gun to where I wanted it? And then the second question, of course, is people wonder about the durability of the aluminum frame when compared with a steel frame. So I will talk a little bit about the first issue. I didn't really have a lot of trouble getting the weight on this gun where I wanted it. I think, first of all, people underestimate the weight of aluminum frames. They are lighter than steel frames, but I don't think the weight difference is that much. I haven't weighed steel frame, either carbon or stainless steel frame, and compared the weight to this frame, you know, when they're both of the frames are bare. But I will say that this gun, configured the way it is, with a 6-inch bushing barrel and a full-length tungsten guide rod and just a regular stainless steel mag well, weighs almost exactly 39 ounces, and that is maybe half an ounce to an ounce heavier than your typical 5-inch STI type 2011. I had the slide cuts done on the frame here. You can see they're identical both sides, and that actually only took 7/10 of an ounce out of the weight of this slide total. So the 39-ounce weight that I just gave you is with the slide cuts as you see them here. So what I basically did was I took a little weight out of the reciprocating mass up front and forward, and then I added that total weight back plus a little bit with a full-length 6-inch tungsten guide rod that I bought from EGW. As far as the fitment and the kind of parts that I use to fit this up, you can see the barrel is a cart barrel. Hopefully that will focus in there for you. Get my hand behind there. You see I use the cart 40 caliber barrel there. The grip frame is standard STI. I did use, for a little bit extra weight, a stainless steel mainspring housing, and I put these on all my guns regardless of the frame type because I'm personally not all that comfortable with a polymer mainspring housing. I've seen several of them burst on single stack 1911 guns, and so I just don't want to be holding that if that were to occur. So I always use metal mainspring housings. It's just personal preference. Um, the key parts here, in terms of the thumb safety and the beaver tail, are from Ed Brown. So this is the Ed Brown. These are Ed Brown parts. The slide stop, of course, is I used Ed Brown. You can tell by the ledge on it. I think they're the only ones that make one that looks like that. I used ignition set that I bought from Dawson Precision. I think this is a cylinder and slide ignition set. And it's been very good. I went with a spurless hammer on this gun because I'd never owned one, and I just was curious, and it's worked out fine. I have no problems with it. I used the SBI extractor, Ed Brown ejectors in there, of course, and then I used a Harrison Precision HD01 rear sight, which I don't think is very common. A lot of people probably haven't seen these. But I love them. I run them on all my single stack guns, and I'm running one on this gun. And then I just used a gunsmith blanket, and we cut it down to the right size for the front sight to get the point of aim, point of impact where I wanted it. Things that I think may be a little bit different. Oh, another thing is this is a Caspian slide. So I had the slide. I ordered the slide with the top strap treatment there, as you see it. Straight from Caspian. I had it beveled and dehorned and whatnot, and I got it just like that. And the finish you see on this gun is from WMD Guns in Florida. It's their nickel boron finish, and it's been fantastic. I had the frame done, I had the slide done, and then I had the beaver tail grip safety done, the mainspring housing done, and the magwell done, just to get a uniform look. And it's been great. It's durable, it's slick, and I think it looks good. Anyway, so what I'm going to try to do here now to talk a little bit about that second thing that people ask me about is to take the top end off the gun and show you a little bit more about, and it's dirty right now because I shot a match yesterday and I haven't had a chance to clean it. But so people are asking me about the durability of the gun. So I have maybe 1,000 rounds through this right now, and I haven't noticed any type of loosening of the slide to frame rail fit. And that's, I think, one of the areas that people ask me about is, well, you know, how the rail's standing up. And what I tell people is you got to remember that high use aluminum frames are nothing new. We've been running them in law enforcement guns and the military guns for many years now. You look at your SIGs, look at your Berettas, and a host of other mainline defensive handguns that see a lot of high round count use. A lot of them have been aluminum frame guns for many years. This is a 7075 series aluminum. It's very durable. It's actually very hard for aluminum, much harder than 6000 series aluminums. And I haven't had any type of loosening of the frame. You can see that the frame is cut here for the Wilson Para ordnance type of barrel ramp, and so there's no peening of the frame at all in the chambering process. The rounds hit the barrel ramp on the barrel, so there's no impact there on the frame. You can see in the buttman area there, again, I've got about 1,000 rounds through this gun, and there's really no type of peening there. There's no disfiguration from the recoil system or the recoil tunnel, the recoil guide rod tunnel of the slide hitting up against the frame. No problems there. And so I'm not really, after 1,000 rounds, the gun looks like it did when I first put it together. So I'm really not anticipating any problems in those areas. The other thing people ask me about is the durability of the dust cover, because the dust covers on these 1911 style guns, they do see a lot of shock from the abutment of the slide on the frame at full recoil. But if you look at this, and you go get your 1911 out of your safe and you look at the dust cover thickness on that, you'll see this is 3, maybe 3.5 times the thickness of a normal 1911 style dust cover. And you can see that by looking down the top. It's very thick, and you're not likely to ever have any problems with that whatsoever in terms of it cracking or any problems. Again, if you know a little bit about the 1911s, people who study those guns will recall that when Colt first introduced the Delta Elite guns in 10mm, they had cracks developed in those guns right in this area, because the original Colt frames, they had where the slide stop goes through the frame there for the lug that bears on your magazine follower to activate your slide stop. They had that little bridge at the top that crossed that gap. It wasn't just an open U, and so that was a very, of course, weak point with two 90-degree stress risers on either side there, and a very thin piece of metal on top, and they would crack right there, and that stress riser would start to crack there and go down. So Colt started just milling the frames like that, and that with the elimination of that stress riser eliminated that problem. And I think most, if not all, modern 1911 manufacturers cut the frames like that to this day, just as insurance against those kind of cracks. And Limited-10 has also done that here, and I'm not anticipating any problems with cracks in that area. And also, if you look closely there, you'll see even on the corner there, in the leading corner, it's not 90 degrees. They've actually beveled that. It's just a little bit of extra insurance against any type of crack developing in that area. So just, I don't want to go too long with this, but I will say that I've been very happy with this. I was able to get the balance and the weight of the pistol up to where I think it should be. I didn't have to go to an expensive steel or even aluminum grip frame to do it. And the gun has run, of course, very well for me, and I don't anticipate having any problems with it, so I'm real pleased. I'm currently, as I said, originally bought 3 of these frames. I'm almost done with the second build, which is going to be a dedicated 22 long rifle pistol for my steel challenge matches, and so we're almost done with that. And then we have started a third pistol, not on an aluminum frame, but on one of the steel tack rail frames, and that should be coming together and be finished, and I should be out shooting that on the local circuit here in Northern California sometime later on this summer. So when that happens, people will see it at the range, and I'll do some videos, and we'll begin to evaluate that piece of equipment, and I'll let you know what I think. So until then, keep shooting, and see you on the range. And if you see me and you want to check out the gun, shoot the gun, take a look at the frame, the workmanship, and just get your own sense of whether or not it's something you would want to have, by all means approach me. More than happy to do so. More than welcome to do so. Till then, I'll see you on the range.